Let's go ahead and talk about the October 20th, 2025 episode of Monday Night Raw. So, yeah, we kick off the show with the first segment of the night where we see the Raw General Manager, Adam Pearce. He is standing inside the ring and he starts talking about what happened last week on Raw and everything to Seth Rollins about when he got kicked out of the Vision and all that stuff. And then he starts talking about the World Heavyweight Championship. But then we see an SUV pulling up to the arena, and then we see Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, and Bron Breakker coming out of the SUV with Bron Breakker holding the World Heavyweight Championship, so Seth Rollins is not there tonight. And then they make it to the ring, and then that's what Adam Pearce was talking to them, and he was talking about how, that last week he knew the injury from Seth Rollins after his match against Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel, but then what happened was Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed pretty much made that injury way more worse after what they pulled last week, and he says that Seth Rollins is going to be out for a little while after he had his shoulder surgery. So yeah, that's what Adam Pearce was talking about there. But then he starts talking about how CM Punk earned a world title match at Saturday Night's Main Event, so he is the number one contender and all that stuff, and now Seth Rollins gets to vacate the World Heavyweight Championship because he was originally supposed to be facing CM Punk at Saturday Night's Main Event, so Adam Pearce strips him from the world title, and then he says that, they're going to have a battle royal to determine the other number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, and winner of that match faces CM Punk at Saturday Night's Main Event for the world title. So yeah, that's what Adam Pearce says there. And then Adam Pearce asked for the World Heavyweight Championship back, and then Bron Breakker was being pretty much not trying to give it to him, and then he says, "Tell me, please." And then Adam Pearce says, "Please," and it looks like Breakker is about to hand him the world title, but then he hands it over to Paul Heyman, and then Paul Heyman hands Adam Pearce the world title, and then Adam Pearce walks out. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Paul Heyman grabbing the mic, and he starts talking, and he was talking about how, he didn't turn on CM Punk and Roman Reigns for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, how he turned on CM Punk and Roman Reigns for Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. So yeah, that's what he was talking about there. He was talking about the Vision and all that stuff, and how the Vision rules over the bloodline and all that. So yeah, that's what Paul Heyman was talking about there, sending a message out. And he was talking about how the Vision is going to be very bright, with Bron Breakker being a future WrestleMania main eventer, and Bronson Reed as well. So yeah, talking about how they are the future and all that stuff, and that's what Paul Heyman says, sending out a message there. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Finn Balor and JD McDonough getting ready for their match backstage, and then we see Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez getting ready as well. And then we see Dominic Mysterio coming in there, and Finn is all upset about Dominic and everything for last week on Raw, and Dominic was talking about how he defends his Intercontinental Championship pretty much every week on Raw. So yeah, that's what he was talking about there. And he was talking about how it won't hurt them to defend their titles tonight. And then he says that he already defeated AJ Styles 2 times. And he says that, can Finn and JD actually defeat him? So yeah, that's what they was talking about there. And Finn wasn't too happy about that. But then he says that they're going to go beat him now. So yeah, that's what happened there. And they walked out. And then we see Roxanne try and comfort Dominic and talking about how he got Rusev tonight, and that's what happened there. So yeah, later on tonight we're going to be seeing Dominic Mysterio defending the Intercontinental Championship up against Rusev later on tonight. Not only that, we're going to be seeing Roxanne Perez versus Stephanie Vaquer one-on-one, but up next it will be JD McDonough and Finn Balor defending the World Tag Team Championships up against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee up next in a tag team match. So yeah, that match is up next. That'll be the first match of the night. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then.